The Colombo High Court has postponed the hearing of the case filed against Yoshitha Rajapaksa, son of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa, and his grandmother Daisy Forrest under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act until October 29. This development comes as the latest in a series of legal proceedings involving members of the prominent Rajapaksa family. According to reports from Ada Derana, both defendants made their appearance before the court when the case was called today. However, the proceedings were unable to move forward as scheduled due to an unexpected circumstance. Colombo High Court Judge Pradeep Abeyratne, who is presiding over this high-profile case, was on leave, necessitating the adjournment of the hearing. The case in question has garnered significant attention due to the serious nature of the allegations and the political prominence of the accused. The Attorney General has filed the case under 3 charges, all of which stem from alleged violations of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. The core of the accusation revolves around the deposit of over Rs.59 million into 3 fixed deposit accounts at private banks between March 31, 2009 and December 12, 2013. What makes these transactions particularly suspicious is the belief that this substantial sum was illegally earned. The timeline of the alleged illegal activities spans nearly 5 years, raising questions about the source and nature of the funds involved. The fact that the deposits were made across multiple accounts at private banks suggests a potential attempt to obscure the origin of the money. This pattern of behavior, if proven true, could have serious implications under Sri Lanka's anti-money laundering laws. The involvement of Yoshitha Rajapaksa as the son of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa adds a layer of political intrigue to the case. The Rajapaksa family has long been a dominant force in Sri Lankan politics, and allegations of financial impropriety against any of its members are bound to attract widespread public and media attention. The inclusion of Daisy Forrest, Yoshitha's grandmother, in the case further complicates the family dynamics at play in this legal battle. As the case progresses, it is likely to face intense scrutiny from various quarters. Legal experts will be closely watching how the prosecution builds its case around the 3 charges filed by the Attorney General. The defense strategy employed by Yoshitha Rajapaksa and Daisy Forrest will also be of significant interest, particularly given the high stakes involved. The postponement of the hearing to October 29 provides both the prosecution and defense teams with additional time to prepare their arguments. It also extends the period of uncertainty for the accused as they continue to face these serious allegations. The delay, while procedural in nature due to the judge's absence, may have broader implications for the case's momentum and public perception. This case is not occurring in isolation but is part of a larger context of legal and political developments in Sri Lanka. The country has seen increased efforts to combat corruption and money laundering in recent years, with several high-profile cases making headlines. The prosecution of members of politically influential families sends a strong message about the judiciary's willingness to pursue such cases, regardless of the status of the accused. As October 29 approaches, there will likely be renewed interest in the case from various stakeholders. Legal observers will be keen to see if any new evidence or arguments are presented when the hearing resumes. The media, both local and international, is expected to provide extensive coverage of the proceedings, given the high-profile nature of the defendants and the serious nature of the charges. The outcome of this case could have far-reaching implications, not just for Yoshitha Rajapaksa and Daisy Forrest, but potentially for the broader political landscape in Sri Lanka. A conviction would not only have personal consequences for the accused but could also impact the public standing of the Rajapaksa family. Conversely, an acquittal might be seen as a vindication by supporters of the family. It's important to note that at this stage, the allegations remain just that, allegations. The principle of presumption of innocence until proven guilty is a cornerstone of the legal system, and both Yoshitha Rajapaksa and Daisy Forrest are entitled to a fair trial. The burden of proof lies with the prosecution to establish beyond reasonable doubt that the accused indeed violated the Prevention of Money Laundering Act as alleged. The case also highlights the complexities involved in prosecuting financial crimes, especially those involving large sums of money and transactions over an extended period. The prosecution will need to present a compelling case that not only proves the deposits were made but also establishes that the source of the funds was illegal. This may involve tracing complex financial transactions and presenting expert testimony on financial matters. As the legal proceedings unfold, there may be broader discussions in Sri Lankan society about issues of corruption, accountability, and the role of influential families in the country's politics and economy. Cases like these often serve as catalysts for public debate on these important topics, potentially leading to calls for reforms or increased scrutiny of public figures' financial dealings. The involvement of private banks in the case also raises questions about the role of financial institutions in preventing and detecting potential money laundering activities. It may lead to increased scrutiny of banking practices and potentially stricter regulations or enforcement of existing anti-money laundering protocols. As October 29 draws nearer, all eyes will be on the Colombo High Court. The resumption of the hearing is expected to bring new developments in this closely watched case. Whether it will lead to a swift resolution or mark the beginning of a protracted legal battle remains to be seen. What is certain is that the outcome of this case will be significant, not just for the individuals involved, but potentially for the broader landscape of financial crime prosecution in Sri Lanka. In the meantime, both the prosecution and defense teams will likely be working diligently to prepare for the upcoming hearing. The prosecution will be focusing on strengthening its case and ensuring all evidence is properly presented. The defense, on the other hand, will be strategizing on how best to counter the allegations and protect their clients' interests. As this legal drama continues to unfold, it serves as a reminder of the ongoing challenges in combating financial crimes and ensuring accountability at all levels of society. The case against Yoshitha Rajapaksa and Daisy Forrest is more than just a legal proceeding. It's a test of Sri Lanka's commitment to upholding the rule of law, regardless of the status or connections of those accused of wrongdoing.